I'm proud of
I
you for
like
that
that.
because I would be pissed. I'd be like double burden the Giants and the Mets too. Like, screw y'all, man. Like, dude, like,
Well, is it the team though, or is it? I mean,
well, whoever it
they
was,
get
the
stuff
team can
approved.
tell their doctor,
Well,
like, hey, we want this guy bad enough, we can pass. Like,
Yeah.
13 years from now, who knows what Carlos? I mean, 13 years from now, I might be under the ground, but like, I don't know that. Like, like right now, for the next 10 years, you're getting a great player with great range that played shortstop, played 140 games last year. Like, there's no problem. So, like, to me, like as a former player, I'm pissed at that team. Not only am I pissed at the team, but I'm pissed that it all got out. Right? Like, I mean, from like it got out, and then the next team it got out again. I'm like, but there had to be, Carlos, a little bit of you that was like, well, I know the Twins will sign me because I know when I did games for the Twins last year, there was all these talk about you working with these young guys, and to me, it didn't sound like a guy that wanted to leave the Twins. Now, listen, the money was the money, but it didn't seem like a guy you were invested in the Twins, even though you were only there 1 year. You had all these young guys at your house in Houston. You were doing all these things, so it seemed like there was a little bit of you that wanted to stay there.
yeah, I grew very attached to the guys right away. There's a lot of young players that want to be great, and it just takes me back to when I was in the big leagues, and there were a lot of things that I didn't know about how to prep before going out to hit in the cage, and how to have a good routine, and how to eat healthy, and how to have a sleeping schedule and all that. And those are things that earlier in my career would have helped me and would have prevented so many injuries, right? So now I see a lot of myself in these kids, and I want to give them all the information that they can have so they can be great and that they can take care of their families. So, I started that early last year with them. Earn their trust right away, earn their respect right away. So now, they're asking all the questions. They want to do all these things. I tell them, this is what I tell the players. I say, hey, just do the math. You sacrifice 10 years of your life so you can make all the money you can make in baseball. And then let's say you retire at 35, 40. You have until you die to do whatever you want. So if you want to drink, if you want to go to clubs, if you want to party, if you want to hang out at bars, you got from 35 until you die to do all those things, right? So people have it twisted. People have it the other way around. People go to college and they say, oh, college, let's go party. And in your 20s, let's go out, let's go party, let's go hang out, let's go get drunk. And now you're trying to figure out what's going to happen for the rest of your life, right? So what I tell the kids is, hey, figure it out right now. Put in all your effort, all your time, all your work, everything you got into right now. Make your money and then do whatever you want. Do whatever you want after that. So, they seem to get it. When you talk to players about money, they always understand. That's a language that we all players understand. And, that's when I get with the analytics department and, I dump in all the analytics and I say, hey, if you can post this OPS plus, if you can post this WAR, if you can post this walk percentage, you're going to get paid X amount of money. It's there. The blueprint is there. We just have to do it. Now, players get caught up on, oh, 40 homers, 100 RBIs. That's how players back then got paid. I don't care how players back then got paid. You got to look at what the GMs and the owners are looking at right now because they're the ones that are going to pay at the end of the day. And if they want you to do your WAR to be at 6 and your WRC plus to be over 140 and all these things, then you got to do those things because that's how they're going to pay you. So, they understand. Everybody's aboard, and it's fun to watch, man. Everybody's working.
Dude, I wish I had you when I was a young kid. You could have. I want to hear about. First of all, I don't even know what half the things you just said was.
What do you mean?
WRC
Yes, you
plus
do.
and this and like.
No, you
I get it,
Well,
but no,
You're
you
this
know
is
how
number
back
2 guy on
then,
Fox.
yeah, you know how back then, like we were judged by how many homers do you hit and how many RBIs do you bring in and all that. Well, the guy that plays in Colorado is gonna hit more homers than the guy that's playing in Detroit. That's a given, right? And the guy that has a better team around him is gonna have more RBIs than the guy that's not playing with a good team around him because he's gonna have more guys on base and the at bats are gonna be way more than the other guys, right? So that's not a good way to quantify how good players are and how you can compare them to each other, right? Ballparks are smaller, ballparks are bigger. It's not like the NBA or the NFL that the dimensions are all the same. So these stats are to measure all these things and put them into players so we can compare them. For example, if you play in Colorado, right, you got to put like a 950 OPS. So your OPS plus can be like 130. Now, if I play, let's say, Minnesota, which was 26 in par factor in 2022, I didn't have to hit 40 homers to have a 140 OPS plus. All I had to do is play discipline, hit the ball hard, right center field. I was crushing balls that were hitting off the wall. Well, the graph counts them as as the damage that they should have been because of how hard you hit it and the angle you hit it. So it's all about the quality of contact, the play discipline, the league that you play in, and the ballparks you play in. So that's why they use those stats, because it's easier to compare players like that.
You were doing it, Carlos. You just schooled AJ in more WAR plus ERA plus than he has ever known.
I want to every day. Can Carlos just come like call me and talk me through like all this stuff every day? Because like that was the best analytics lesson I've ever had in my whole. I'm serious.
You go to Fort
I would
Myers
love
all
to,
the
brother.
time. And
Dude.
Carlos is it's a big Twins guy.
I'm serious. Like, man, like he's talking about in Colorado. But okay, now you got my mind spinning because now there's like.
Wait, let
Let's talk, brother.
Yeah,
think
hold
for a
on,
second.
because then we're going to get back to this because I got so many
Okay,
questions now.
Let it digest for a second.
You're goal oriented. If your goals, because this is, I mean, I don't see how this contract with the Twins isn't a 10-year deal. Just listening to you, I know it's 6 right now, but it's going to become 10. They're going to keep picking it up because even just the way you talk to the other players, you are as valuable, if not more valuable, than your contract. What's your 10-year goal for this team? At the end of your 10 years with the Twins, you look back and you say, "Hell yeah, I did that."
Yeah, so I had Gilberto Celestino. I was talking to him 2 days ago, and he's sitting next to my locker, and he asked me, Correa, now that you made all this money and you've accomplished a lot of things in the game, what motivates you? What wakes you up in the morning? Because that's my question to every player that I meet. What wakes you up in the morning? So he asked me that question. And I said, first I show him a screenshot that I have of a text that my wife sent me like a week ago about with my son, and she was like telling me like how grateful she was for all my hard work and the things that I'm able to provide for them, so my son can have food at the table and can have a good education, all that. So she sent me like a long text just expressing the gratitude and how great she was feeling because she can be home with the kids and all that. So I said, this is my first motivation, my family, right? Love my wife, love my kids, want to play for them, want to give them the best lifestyle that they can have, right? The things that I couldn't do when I was a kid, I want my son to be able to experience, right? And then on the baseball side, I want to help you guys feel what I felt in the postseason. And I said, I've never felt any better than when I hit those walk-off homers to decide a game in the playoffs. I said, my goal here, and the reason why I talk to you guys about all these things is because I want you guys to experience that, or at least to have a chance at experiencing that, right? I wanted to put you guys in a spot where you have a bats in the playoffs that are going to decide games, right? I want to build a dynasty here. Because when I look back, when I was with the Astros and the team was losing 111 games, and then you had Correa, then you had McCullers, then you had Alex Bregman, then you had Springer, then Alvarez comes via trade, and then you have Tucker. At some point, all these guys were rookies. At some point, these guys were projected to be great, right? But we didn't know for sure. Well, they panned out, right? We have a lot of young guys in our organization that I look at right now. I'm like, holy shit, this guy is really good. And I can count 6, 7 of them. So if half of them pan out, we're going to be good for a long time because these guys are going to be under contract for 6 years. I'm going to be here for at least 6 years. Byron Bucks is going to be at least for 6 years. So now you're talking about a core that's going to stay playing together every single year with a lot of talent. I'm seeing all these things in the future, right? Because of the talent that I'm seeing. So my goal is to just motivate them in order for me to accomplish the dream that I have for the organization, which is to be good for a long time, for it to be sustainable. And I think we can accomplish that. So that's why this spring training has been like the best spring training I've ever been a part of, because when I was with the Astros, like the goal was set, right? It was the golden standard. We're gonna get to a World Series, let's win it, right? And everybody knew what they had to do. Well, now I'm like in the cage. I finish my work and I go to a cage and I sit down, and the guys have questions about their swings and all that, and I'm there with them. And then I go to a bullpen, and the pitchers have me track their pitches and see if it's popping or not, and what I think if it's gonna work or not. The analytics guys are working different grips with them, and I'm there with them. I meet with the front office and I meet with the analytic department on all these things that we can improve. So like it's like a collective effort, but I feel like I have to be there and just help everybody get to where we want to get, right? Because I've lived there in the organization. So that's what I want for us. I want us to be good for a long, long time.
Yeah, we got more time for this. That's what's good.
But, before you go, I got one quick thing. It has nothing to do because I've been dying to ask this. Your favorite pair of shoes you have right now, because you're a sneakerhead. I love shoes. Your favorite pair of shoes, and how many did you bring to spring training? How many pairs?
Oof, I only brought 2 pairs in spring training.
That's it?
Disappointing, right? Yeah, because
you only brought 2 pairs of tennis shoes to spring training.
But remember, I
PJ.
went through the ankle thingy, right? And I started doing my research. So the more I talked to doctors, they said that if I want to be able to play 10, 12, 15 years, whatever, whenever I want to retire, they said that the shoe has a lot to do with, with the stuff that they're talking about on the ankle in the future. So he said, try to wear the same shoe with the same insole, so you're not wearing shoes that are uncomfortable and might affect the area in the long term. So I said, all right, say less. And I'm just wearing the same shoes every day to spring training with the same insole. And I brought another pair just in case they broke off or something happened to them, where I have a backup plan. But yeah, I'm not using a lot of shoes. So if you're size 12, I can send you some.
Me too.
Me too. Yeah, hit me. Yeah, all 3 of us. You got all 3 of us. Yeah, hit me up. I don't care. I'll take the insole right out. So wait,
my size is black.
so wait. Now I know he's got
dinner.
I know, dude. No, I got to follow.
I knew this was going to
happen. He's not going to rock. Are you rocking
guys.
like the Nike Monarchs?
Okay.
Like, please tell me you're rocking like the Nike Monarchs, like the old dad shoes. Like the white ones with like the gray swoosh on the side. That's like the dad shoe. Like you got 2 kids.
Yeah, I will show you. I'm wearing this Off-Whites.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. I can't pull those
and the
off.
reason I'm wearing this is because we last year we had a road trip where we were going to Dodger Stadium and then Anaheim, and we had an off day in between. So my wife came on the road trip and she brought my son, and we went to Disneyland. And I forgot to pack comfortable shoes, and the ones I had that were the most comfortable were these. So we spent 10 hours walking at Disney. I mean, never got a blister. My feet never hurt. So I said, these shoes are like magic. And at that time, I didn't have the insole in. So I just added the insole, and they felt like the most comfortable shoes ever. So now this is all I'm wearing, and they're black, so they go with everything. So you'll see me with a suit wearing these shoes at some point.
That's fresh.
I can't wait.
That is fresh.
I need
is
to
what
talk
I'm
to him,
talking about too. I do want to say this with San Francisco and that what we talked about earlier. Like, you explain all this and you talk to a player like this, like JD Martinez. I don't know if you heard. Probably Scott told you. JD Martinez dealt with shit like that with the Red Sox. Everyone forgot about it, only because I'm a nerd looking this stuff up. Like, everyone forgot about it. No one even knew that was a thing because it never even popped up,
Poch Rodriguez, too. He had a clause for his back. Never exercises. I think Magli Ordonez, too. Never exercises. So, it's all about taking care of your body, and, hopefully it all works out at the end, and we can look back, 10 years down the road and said it was never an issue, and he had a successful career, and, he made his teammates better.
And made them eat better. Yeah. Enjoy that dinner, man. We appreciate it. Did you like this? This is what we're talking about, right? Like, these are the kind of interviews that we need. The game needs it.
Absolutely. Just meaningful conversations, right? It's I tell the guys all the time in the clubhouse, if you're going to come to me to talk about Instagram girls and all that stuff, I'm out. I don't want to talk about that stuff. I want to talk about stuff that's meaningful. And the players know now. The players don't talk about any of that stuff. I had a funny story the other day where I was walking in and one of the guys was eating a chocolate chip cookie. And they said, Correa's coming. He threw it in the trash can. Just started giving shit for it. But it was funny, man. It was funny. There's a lot of love and a lot of respect in this clubhouse, and it's just fun to see, man. I love showing up every day to the clubhouse and getting to work with all these guys.
Yeah, this isn't like the goofy podcast shit, but it's fun. But this isn't like the inappropriate shit either. Like that goes just weird. You know what I'm saying? Like the girl stuff, whatever. Like this is
might
what
get weird because I think I have a crush on Carlos at this point.
I told you this was gonna happen.
Dude,
you have. Go ahead.
If you're still working with Chicago, we can have some good conversations when I go over there and play against the White Sox. I know you worked there for a little bit.
Well, I don't work with them. I'm a fan. I'm an ambassador, Carlos.
Yeah, but you're also calling games for Fox.
Yeah, but I'll see you. I have a bunch of Twins games with Fox this year. So when I find, I'm gonna get your number if that's okay from Scotty.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hit you up because I would love to go to lunch. You're buying because You're Southwest.
got
I'm
you, brother.
Frontier. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be healthy though. So
That's fine. I'm all for it. But
No, you get dinner at the house. You go there.
well,
He's
he has
got the-
night games though. You know, so.
Oh, you're saying
So,
that.
but
in
what I'm
Minnesota.
saying is, like, I want to sit down and, like, not only on here, but I want to, because I always want to learn about ball. And he talks ball. I love talking ball. So you're the man, Carlos. Thank you so much.
No, thank you guys. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Carlos. Appreciate you, man. Would love to have you back and do your thing. All right.
Anytime, brother.